What's up, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, and it's time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. We're going to be talking about 5 weeks in the month of March of 2020 of collected editions. So, let's get started. And welcome back, everybody. Before getting started, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. All of that helps with our YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. If you want to share the video, by all means, share the video. So this is the monthly budget meeting where we talk about the upcoming collected editions for the next month. Next month happens to be my birthday month, March. So that's really awesome. So we have 5 weeks. And I always stress the fact that sometimes delays will happen. It's unfortunate, but as long as things are not being canceled and just delayed, I'm okay with that, and we should be able to live with that. Besides, maybe, we could save a little bit money if they go further out into later this year. But hopefully, delays will start slowing down. I'm already seeing things slowing down a little bit as far as delays for the month of April. So that's good. Now, there is a huge Omnigeddon happening, I think, in the last week, but that could change. And before I go any further, a big thank you to Aaron Cobbs for helping me out with this list. Thank you so much, my brother. He was kind enough to give me the Marvel and DC stuff, and even though we started doing it last week, things have already shifted, because that's just the way it happens daily. So even by the time this video comes out, it's probably already outdated as far as just a couple of books. So let's go ahead and get started with the week of March 1st with Marvel Comics. So from Marvel Comics, we have Avengers Epic Collection, The Crossing Line. This is a collection of issues 319 to 333, annual number 19, and material from Captain America 9, Iron Man 11, Thor 15, and Avengers West Coast number 5. So you have Fabian Nicieza step in here for just a little bit with Rick Levins on artwork. You have the addition of Rage right there, who ends up becoming, well, a new warrior. And then you do have some Paul Ryan on art. Mighty Marvel Masterworks. Both covers will be available the same day. And that is Daredevil Volume 1, While the City Sleeps. So collecting the first 11 issues of Daredevil. Interesting that 11, okay. Sorry, I thought for some reason it was solicited as 10 at first. But you're getting the first 11 issues, and yes, look for the family reviews. Actually, I'm going to start a playlist of the family reviews for those specific kind of reviews, where the whole family comes together and talks about these books. These Mighty Marvel Masterworks have been a blessing. Hopefully DC will start something like that, but they tried the Epic line, and it just, I guess, faded out for them at DC. Thor! So we have a new printing of Thor Epic Collection, The Wrath of Odin. So this collects Thor 131 to 153 and annual number 2. So the classic Stan Lee and Jack Kirby era. Darkhole, that jumped way too far. Darkhawk, Airborne. So it really feels like Kyle Higgins has a thing with people that change into superheroes, like whether it's Ultraman, whether it's Power Rangers, and now Darkhawk. And I never thought about Darkhawk being that type of character, but I've always been a big fan of him. As a matter of fact, I think we're coming on celebrating 30 years of Darkhawk. So this collects Darkhawk 1 through 5 and Heart of the Hawk. This is the 2021 series, so it's not the classic series. There was only, I think, 2 classic trade paperbacks. Man, we need an omnibus of that or an epic collection. I know it's weird to think about 90s epic collections. Excalibur by Tini Howard, Volume 4. I believe this wraps up that era of Excalibur, just like most of the series, like Marauders are wrapping up. Collecting Excalibur 22 through 26, and phenomenal artwork by Marcus Toe. X-Men by Jerry Dunway. So this is the very first trade paperback by Jerry Duggan, not Dunway. What the heck is wrong with me? Jerry Duggan, Volume 1. You have artwork by Pepe Larraz and Javier Pina. And collecting the first 6 issues of the 2021 relaunch of X-Men. This is why I do reading orders, because it kind of gets confusing with the renumbering. The Darkhold. See, I knew it was in here. This is the new series by Steve Orlando. Not to be confused with the original Darkhold series. Darkhold's been a part of the Marvel Universe for a long time, but there was an actual Darkhold series in the 90s. So this collects Darkhold Alpha, Blade, Wasp, Iron Man, Black Bolt, Spider-Man, and Omega. It's characters that I never thought I would see as part of the Darkhold. From DC Comics, we have Absolute Wonder Woman, Gods and Mortals. It's a beautiful book. I can't wait to do an overview of it. This is the collecting issues 1 through 14, definitive directory of the DC Universe 26, and Who's Who update number 80 or 1 through 3, 80 from 1987. By the way, if you want written documentation of all this stuff, that is on our Patreon. I do put written documentation of all the breaking it down week by week and by categories. That's available on our Patreon at a certain tier. And on Sunday, I'll be doing my top 10 must-buys, essential reads for the month of March of 2022. Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, The Hunt for Harley. This has been available in a hardcover format, and this is the trade paperback. So I assume it's just going to be standard trade paperback size and not oversized, but I could be wrong. Because the hardcover was like magazine size. And let me look at the dimensions actually. Let's do that first. No, it looks like it is going to be the dimensions of the hardcover. So this collects Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, 1 through 4, and a short story from Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Red, number 12. So Amanda Conner, Jamie Palmiani, coming back to do another Harley Quinn story. So it looks like it's going to be the same dimensions. It's like a magazine dimension. The Nice House on the Lake. This is by James Tynion and Alvaro Martinez, and retailing for $19.99. Collecting The Nice House on the Lake 1 through 6. So this is volume 1. I believe there's one more volume before he leaves DC Comics, if I'm not mistaken. Superman, Man of Steel, finally coming out. Volume 4. So $49.99, containing Superman 16 through 22, Adventures of Superman 439 to 444, Action Comics 598 to 600, and Superman Annual number 2. Now, as far as the world of manga, we have Classroom of the Elite. This is published by Yen Press, and it's a brand new number 1 series. Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai, Volume 1. Also coming out that week, and that is published by Viz Comics. Imakoi, Now I'm in Love. Imakoi, what? No, not Imakoi. Amakoi? It can't be Amakoi. They don't look like any fish on that cover. This is also published by Viz. After missing out on love because she was too shy to confess her feelings, high school student Satomi blurts out how she feels the next time she gets a crush. And yep, no mention of any fish in this. So it's not Amakoi, it's Imakoi. The Crater. The Crater has been previously published. This is one that means a lot to me because this is by Osamu Tezuka. It was a Kickstarter and the guy took off with our money. So I will say that Kickstarter sucked. But this is published by Digital Manga Distribution. It was published by them in 2019, I want to say. Or was it 2020? It was right before the pandemic happened. So this is the latest printing of it. In case you missed it, it's a great collection of stories from the god of manga himself. To Save World, Wake Morning After Demi-Human. To Save World, Wake Morning After Demi-Human. Whoa. What is happening there? This is volume number 4 from Yen Press. Alright, To Save World, let's do it. Moving on to other publishers. From the world of Image Comics, we have Firepower by Robert Kirkman. This is volume 4. This is a series with Chris Samney. Chris Samney and his wife are working on that one book, that children's book that I got to do. It was one of my favorite reads last year. But Chris Samney is also known for Daredevil and Black Widow. And of course Robert Kirkman because of The Walking Dead and Invincible. And we're also getting The Frontiersman. So this is by Patrick Kindlen, and this is volume 1, collecting the first 5 issues. Marco Ferrari doing the artwork for that particular series. And Me, You, Love in the Dark. Me, You, Love in the Dark. Interesting title. The Me, You... Oh! It's labeled as Me You Love in the Dark on the previews, but the title is The Me You Love in the Dark. That actually makes more sense. But what I was going to say, this is the same team that did Middle West, so this is Scotty Young and Jorge Corona, collecting the first 5 issues of their new series, published at Image Comics. Let's see here. So from IDW, this is Dark Horse. We have Adora in the Distance by Mark Bernardin, and this is a young adult fantasy novel. Now, from IDW, we have My Little Pony Omnibus Volume 7. Now, the Omnibus books that they publish are smaller scale. They're kind of like the graphic novel size that Marvel puts out. And this collects issues 79 through 88 of My Little Pony. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Ultimate Collection, Volume 6. This is the trade paperback edition. So, $29.99. And 29 short stories created between 1985 to 1989. And they're handpicked by Kevin Eastman. So, I don't think they ever went back and did any of the other classic TMNT that was not by Eastman and Laird in that format, in that tall hardcover format. Voice of the Fire. This is the 25th anniversary edition. It is a comic written by Alan Moore, published by Top Shelf. I have never read this, but apparently this is the precursor to the Jerusalem. So I'm going to have to pick that up. This is available in paperback. It doesn't say anything about a hardcover coming out, so I don't know if it will or not. Save Yourself from Boom Studios is coming out that same week. And this is, I love that cover, by Bones Leopard, and Nicole Matthews and Kelly Matthews are the artists on the book, collecting the first 6 issues of that series. We have Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is the Legacy Edition. And what these Legacy Editions do, in case you're not familiar with them, is they reprint the era of Buffy from the Dark Horse era, when Dark Horse had the rights to Buffy. Asterix is getting a... Oh man, we're on volume 6 of the Omnibus editions? So Asterix is getting a volume 6 of the released from Paper Cuts. I need to pick these up. I really wish that we had gotten more of the... I always say this, the Smurfs. But Asterix has been pretty fun. I started reading it last year and for some reason didn't continue. Broken Gargoyles Volume 2 is coming out. This is by Source Point Press. Bob Saley, Christina Blanc, and Stan Yak are the main creators on that particular title. Destiny New York Volume 1. And this is published by Black Mask Studios Entertainment. Love that cover. It's very simple. And it's Pat Shand, Manuel Preitano, and Elisa Romboli. And this collects the first 5 issues of Destiny New York. Honestly, when I looked at that, I really thought it was Terry Moore's artwork there, but it is not. Engine Ward, the complete series by George Mann and Joe Asma, and this is published by Vault Comics. And this is, I guess, a complete series of their previously released trade paperbacks. I'm not sure if they've done a hardcover collection of that. I know I've been wanting, like, these Savage Shores to be collected in hardcover format, but I'm not sure if they've done it or not, or if they've done any hardcovers. Horizon Zero Dawn Liberation Trade Paperback Volume 2. This is printed by Titan Comics. And that is a beautiful Peach Momoko cover. Now, she's done a lot of covers for Titan. She's done a lot of covers for Marvel Comics. She's done a lot of covers for Magnetic Press. And usually Magnetic Press and Titans are like the variant covers is what she works on. But regardless, that is a beautiful cover. The internal artwork, though, is not supplied by her. It's Elmer Damasco that does the internal artwork. And it's written by Ben McCall and Ann Poole. Those are the main writers on that particular book. The Last Song, another book by Black Mask Studios. The trade paperback edition is coming out that week. Jim Butcher, The Dresden Files, Bigfoot. This is a hardcover edition coming out. And this, there's a signed edition and then a normal standard edition. And this is published by Dynamite. And of course, The Dresden Files based on the book series. To Drink and Eat Volume 3. This is a hardcover collection. This is released by Omnibus. And I will be 100% honest. When I saw that title, I thought this was a manga. But alas, it is not a manga. I'm not sure what this is, but just the title grabbed my attention. And Belle Beast Hunter from Xenoscope. And I think this collects the first 6 issues of Belle Beast Hunter. They always take a spin on these fairy tales that we're familiar with. For the week of March 8th from Marvel Comics, we have Amazing Spider-Man Beyond Volume 2. Collecting 80.bay, which is Beyond, not Bay like Bebe. 81 through 85 of this particular era. Captain America Epic Collection Arena of Death. So this collects issues 351 to 371. It is so more of that Mark Gruenwald goodness. Rick Levins providing a lot of the artwork in this particular series. Lee Weeks and Howard Mackey. Andrew Wildman too. We have Captain America, the reprint of Bloodstone Hunt Epic Collection. Collecting issues 411 through 419, Annual 11 through 12, Ghost Rider, Captain America Fear, U.S. Agent 1 through 4, and material from Silver Sable and the Wild Pack number 15. Another Mark Gruenwald era, and this is $44.99 this time around. Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. This is the trade paperback of the 4-issue miniseries. Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel Years, Volume 7, both covers, the direct market and a standard edition cover, will be released the same day. Collecting issues 172 to 194 and annual 10 and 11 of Conan the Barbarian. By the way, I don't know if you've missed my announcement or not, but we're getting all 10 of those this year. Like, all 10, it'll be done. All Conan will be done, the original Marvel Years, by the end of this year. That's insane in Omnibus format. Fantastic Four Epic Collection, Nobody Gets Out Alive. That cover speaks everything that I loved about this era. Tom DeFalco, very underrated Fantastic Four writer, and just underrated writer in general with Spider-Girl, Amazing Spider-Man, Thor, and of course Fantastic Four. And most people probably look at Sue Storm and Ben Grimm and they're like, this is everything that's wrong with the 90s. This was everything that people were missing out in the 90s. So we have Fantastic Four 377 and 392, Annual 27, Namor the Submariner 47 and 48, and Fantastic Four Ashcan Edition. Fantastic Four Volume 9, continuing Dan Slott's run, and this collects issues 36 through 39, Road Trip, and Grim Noir number 1. Those are both one-shots. Howard the Duck by Chip Zdarsky and Joe Quinones. This is when the direct market cover is coming out. And if you want to see an overview of that, my wonderful wife and I, the Astonishing Melanie, have done an overview of that. Moon Knight. This is the Marvelverse Moon Knight series and collecting important just comics that kind of, in a way sum up who Moon Knight is, even though he has a very complicated story arc. So we have Werewolf by Night 32 and 33. His first appearance, Moon Knight 13, Moon Knight Annual 1, and material from Amazing Spider-Man 220. Moon Knight by Lemire and Smallwood, the complete collection, collecting all 14 issues of that particular series, coming out in complete collection format. The Incredible Hulk is coming out. This is the reprint of Volume 1. And collecting Incredible Hulk 1 through 6, Tales to Astonish 100, Incredible Hulk 102, and Tales to Astonish 59 through 99 and 101, material from those issues. So for the first time, the Incredible Hulk Omnibus is being reprinted. Don't forget to pick it up, because that's how they gather whether they'll do any more volumes of that series or not, if people end up buying them. New Mutants Omnibus Volume 2. This is when the direct market cover is going to come out, the Arthur Adams cover, and I've done an overview of that if you want to check that out. Savage Avengers Volume 5. So I believe this wraps up that series, collecting issues 23 through 28. Love seeing Cool and Goth on that cover. X-Men Avengers Onslaught Omnibus. So this is the big event. This collects the entirety of this big, what started as an X-Men Avengers crossover, became its own thing, and then we got Heroes Reborn. But the reprint is $125, same price as my first printing. But I'll be doing an overview of that this next week coming up. X-Men The Trial of Magneto trade paperback. And collecting The Trial of Magneto 1 through 5. Surprised we didn't go with the hardcover with that particular story. DC Horror presents The Conjuring, The Lover. So it's written by just different people. You have covers here by Bill Sienkiewicz, artwork by Gary Brown, and I think they're just short stories. It's a creepy, awesome cover, though, based around the world of The Conjuring. DC poster portfolio, The Dark Knight's Metal. So just posters from that particular era of DC. Still no Omnibus, but we got a poster book, so that's good. Green Arrow Stranded trade paperback comes out that week. And New Teen Titans Volume 13. Man, what I wish they would continue those New Teen Titans Omnibus editions. This collects Tales of the Teen Titans 84 through 88, New Teen Titans 24 through 31, and New Teen Titans Annual number 2. Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. This is the tabloid edition. Paul Levitz and drawn by Mike Grell. So this is a bigger size book. It's only 80 pages, but $39.99. It is a hardcover. There was also, what was it? The Superman Krypton. There was a Kryptonite book that came out with Superman. I didn't pick it up, but I may pick this one up to see what these look like, the dimensions of them. Superman Action Comics, Volume 1, World Rising. Collecting issues 1030 to 1035 of... This is Philip Kennedy Johnson's era of Superman. Teen Titans Academy, Volume 1, X marks the spot. Sadly, this is canceled now. Not this book, but the series has been canceled. This collects Teen Titans Academy 1 through 5, Suicide Squad 3, and Teen Titans Academy Yearbook. But yeah, I just got word that it got canceled. The next issue will be the last. Why the Last Man? Compendium Volume 2, wrapping up this series. Collecting Why the Last Man 32 through 60. Brian K. Vaughan's phenomenal masterpiece. Okay. Animal Crossing New Horizons Volume 2, Deserted Island Diary. My kiddo loves this stuff. My kiddo's not allowed to read this next book, Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 10. Yes. All day, every day. How did they make a volume 2 of this? Like, I ain't gonna read it. You can, Wait, how? I thought it was a one-all, like, in my head. Never mind. Kirby Manga Mania. How do I follow that up with Kirby Manga Mania Volume 4? And we're also getting a Volume 4 of Mao. This is the Takahashi series, Rumiko Takahashi series. Do You Like Big Girls? Volume 3. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sur. Not as good as the cover to Volume 1, though, but still pretty good. New York, New York. This is a new series from Yen Press. And let's see, as far as other studios, Deadly Class. Deluxe hardcover Volume 3, finally coming out. And then they're also reprinting Volumes 1 and 2 this week, so make sure you got those pre-ordered and locked in case you missed them out the first time around. God Hates Astronauts, the Omni Megabus edition. So this collects God Hates Astronauts, the 3 trade paperbacks, 3D Cowboys, 2D Spectacular, Goats Eat Castanets, the Garbage Edition, Grenade Horse Apocalypse Zero, and The Head That Wouldn't Die, number 4. One of my viewers sent those trade paperbacks to give away. I didn't know this was coming out. It is in softcover edition, though. It's not a hardcover, just in case you only collect hardcovers. Cats, Girlfriends, and Cats is coming out from Dark Horse Comics. I thought this was a manga. This collects volumes 4 through 6 of the original French albums. Okay, so it's a French comic book. The EC Archives, Terror Illustrated. This is a hardcover edition. Al Feldstein, George Evans, Reed Crandall, Jack Olek, collecting Terror Illustrated issues 1 through 3. From IDW, we have Sonic the Hedgehog Volume 10, continuing the IDW's version of Sonic the Hedgehog. No idea where the Archie version is, but this is IDW's take on the Hedgehog, and it's issues 37 through 40. Glork Patrol. Glork Patrol takes a bath. I put that in here because this reminds me of something my kids and I would read when they were younger. And I used to make funny voices. Those were the days. Firefly, New Sheriff in the Verse, trade paperback Volume 2. As well as Wind, trade paperback Volume 2 is coming out that week from James Tynion. This is Secret of the Wings. And I can't remember, was there a hardcover of this? Regardless, I want to read this particular series. Fantagraphics Underground Corona Bible is coming out. And that is one weird-ass cover. What the heck is that? That's coming out from Fantagraphics Studios. As well as Fantagraphics Underground Squatront 14. Looks like some plain action there. Not really sure. This is the latest and possibly last issue of the greatest magazine devoted to EC comics ever published. Huh. It also has a 12-page spread of Jack Davis's Coca-Cola advertising images. This is a feast for EC fans. You had me at EC. I just thought it was, I guess it's a war comic? That just looks really cool. Headland is also coming out from Fantagraphics Studios. Following a stroke, 95-year-old Ruth wakes up in a cold, unfamiliar hospital. Oof, man. That is hitting a little close to home. But I might have to check that out. Keeping 2, the hardcover edition, is coming out. This is the book I asked you all what I was talking about. I wrote it down for sure. Highlighted it. You might see it in my top 10. Azimuth. Oh my goodness. This has been pushed back and pushed back. Releasing by Titan Comics. Yeah, that is a beautiful cover. I don't know what this is about. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. That's something that I'm going to have to read. And I think it's translated from the French, if I'm not mistaken. Moorcock's Elric hardcover volume 4. I wish we were getting more of that. What was it? The Titan edition, I believe is what it was called. It looked absolutely stunning. So this is continuing the Titan run in hardcover format, but it's not the big oversized books. And Peach and the Isle of Monsters to wrap up that particular week. That looks adorable. Looks definitely like a kid's book. Squire is also coming out that week. And Squire is a book by Nadia Shamas. And it's a young adult fantasy graphic novel. This is one that I've been wanting to read just based on the cover. But that is Squire. The hardcover and the softcover, both available the same day. Now, this is by Quill Tree Books. The week of March 15th, I want to start with this book. This is JLA Avengers. This is being reprinted by the Hero Initiative. It was a big push. 7,000 copies coming out. It is solicited for March 15th. Could be running a little late, but with 7,000 copies, I do stress the fact that you try to, get into the stores early. Try to lock down a copy from your local comic shop, Cheap Graphic Novels, Dime Breed Collectors, Walt's Comic Shop, Organic Price Books, and in-stock trades. I know they're not taking pre-orders because Diamond is in charge of allocating the orders. So, but it is finally coming back into print for a small little window, and proceeds are going to go to the George Petas family and for him. So it's a wonderful thing that it's coming back into print. It's almost a miracle that this happened outside of the lawyers. So I do want to point that book out before I get started talking about Marvel and DC, because this isn't done by them, So let's go to Marvel. We have Hawkeye. Kate Bishop, Team Spirit. I love that cover there. That's by Eduard Petrovic. And this collects West Coast Avengers 5 through 10, War of the Realms, Journey into Mystery 1 through 5. Interesting that this is where I put West Coast Avengers. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Legacy Volume 4. So collecting Star Wars Legacy 1 through 18, Star Wars Tales number 9, and Star Wars Visionaries. Women of Marvel trade paperback, $24.99. This collects Women of Marvel number 1, Girls Comics 1 through 3. That's from 2010. That's interesting. A material for Marvel Voices number 1. Reign of X Volume 10. The solicits say that this collects X Factor 8 through 9, X Core number 1, Marauders 20, and Way of X number 1. That Way of X was awesome. Death of Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is going away. Maybe collecting the 5-issue miniseries or the event. It has to be an event because we have the Death of Doctor Strange companion. Collecting Death of Doctor Strange Avengers, Spider-Man, White Fox, Blade, X-Men Black Knight, Bloodstone, and Strange Academy presents the Death of Doctor Strange. Even the Strange Academy is mourning Well, I guess he's the headmaster. Captain America Lives, the latest reprint of the Ed Brubaker run on Captain America, collecting Captain America 43 through 50, 600 when it went back to the original legacy number, and 601, Reborn 1 through 5, and Reborn Digital Prologue. Not the only big reprint happening that day. The Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman, Omnibus Volume 1 is also happening that day. Both the new printing and, new printing, the direct market and the standard edition cover are being released that same day. So, awesome. Let's see, what else do we have? From DC Comics, we have, way to kick it off, Absolute Swamp Thing Volume 3, finally! Collecting the saga of Swamp Thing, 51 through 64, and DC Comics presents 85, wrapping up Alan Moore's just phenomenal run on Swamp Thing. Batman Volume 5, Fear State. This is the hardcover edition, collecting Batman 112 to 117. You have James Tynion writing that particular era of Batman. Batman the Penguin, written by John Ostrander, who's one of the, well, not all of it, sorry. This collects Batman 155s, 374, 548, 549, Batman Arkham Penguin number 1. That is a Jason Pearson cover, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. Detective Comics 610, 611, 824, Joker's Asylum Penguin, and Penguin Triumphant number 1. Batman's Grave, the complete collection, Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. This has been collected in standard size hardcover format. John Constantine Hellblazer 26. My gosh, I can't believe this finally happened. Collecting issues 292 to 300. Hellblazer Bad Blood 1 through 4 and Hellblazer Annual number 1. Every bit of John Constantine's Hellblazer is now in fat trade paperback format. Now let's get some Omnis, damn it, because it rightly deserves them. Superman Batman Omnibus Volume 2, wrapping up this run and this era of Superman Batman, collecting Superman Batman 44 through 87, Superman Batman Annual 3 through 5. From the world of manga, we have Alice in Borderland Volume 1. So it's a brand new series. I could have sworn this was collected before, though. Blade of the Immortal Deluxe Edition Volume 5, continuing this. And for those of you that have asked me, I said that there would be, I think, 10 of them, if I'm not mistaken, when it's all said and done. So we're at the halfway point. And for those that have been enjoying it, awesome. Fist of the North Star Volume 4, collecting more of Kenshiro's run. These are based on the manga, or the hardcovers that were originally released in Japan. So they probably will be a total of 16 of them, kind of like Full Metal Alchemist. Gunguard what the hell is Gunguard Sisters? Like, that looks awesome. Okay, besides the cake on the cover, Nuns and Guns? Nuns and Guns, that's what they should have called it. This is published from, what is this? Oh, it's Ghost Ship Publishing. Magical Girl Special Ops Asuka. Magical Girls. I love these Japanese titles, man. Like, you don't get that. You don't get those kind of crazy titles in America. Maybe one day we will. But, oh, I love that cover. It's a beautiful cover. Oh, speaking of covers, Maison and Koku, Volume 7. Greatest love story ever written, drawn. I love it. If it doesn't make it to my top 10, you already know to buy it. Okay? That's the rule. Orochi Perfect. And this is Volume 1. This is the Orochi Perfect Edition. I forgot to leave out, or left out the Perfect Edition part of this. By Kaozo Umez. Oh, it's Umez's new series. Okay. Awesome. I'll have to check that out. Okay, so from Image Comics, we have A Man Among Ye. So it's a Pirate Queen by Stephanie Phillips, Josh George, and John Kalis as the creative team behind that book. Deep Beyond Volume 2, Mirka Andolfo. Oh, she's the writer on this. Okay. I've grown to love that woman's work. She did Unnatural. She's the one that did Mercy and Sweet Paprika. And I hope that Mercy comes out in hardcover format. I read that at the end of last year digitally. Radiant Black continuing this series. And I hope this gets a hardcover format because it's a lot of fun. Kyle Higgins and I were talking on Twitter about some of the spin-off series. Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. Come on, Uncanny Omar. Keep it together. Rick Remender's new series, Volume 1, collects a Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, issues 1 through 5. $9.99. Boy, that's how they hook you, man. That first trade paperback is $10. Second Chances, trade paperback by Ricky Mamone and Max Bertolini. And is that the guy that did The Witcher, I think? I think it's the guy that did The Witcher. All right, and from the world of Dark Horse Comics, now that Brian Michael Bendis is writing over at Dark Horse, he is bringing over his book, and that is Powers, the Best Ever. Collects issues 7 and 8 of Powers, and as well as a one-shot story in here. Is a trade paperback for $29.99. It better be more than a one-shot story. The All-Nighter. Look at Chip Zdarsky doing some independent... Well, he's done independent stuff. But this collects the 5-issue miniseries of The All-Nighter from the Comixology original digital series. So it's never saw print, and now Dark Horse is printing it in paperback format. From IDW, we have Sonic the Hedgehog, the IDW collection, Say No More. Look at that cute tails. I'm a sucker for little cute animals, man. Especially you throw some legs, walking, and they have jobs, and anthropomorphic. Yeah. Thanks, Don Rosa and Carl Barks. Collecting issues 13 through 20 from the IDW series, as well as the 2019 annual, and then the Tango and Whisper 4-issue miniseries. I love the way they look on the shelf, too. Star Trek Classic, The Mirror Universe. Evil Spock! Can't trust the guy with a goatee or a beard. Where's a goatee? Just a goatee. Just a goatee. Once and Future trade paperback volume 4. It looks like it's been pushed back until this particular date. So at least it is still coming out. And I hope that we will get more of those hardcovers because those were freaking awesome. Collecting issues 19 through 24. So in case you have the very first hardcover, this is the next step. Robotech Archive Sentinels volume 2. So based on the TV series of Robotech, which was a take on Macross, Super Dimensional Fortress Macross from Japan. But that's a whole nother story. Rest in peace, Carl Macek. Asphalt Blues. This is a series from Humanoids. I love that cover. Man, it looks so... I thought it was a photograph. But it is by... Oh, it's published by Humanoids. And Fantagraphics is bringing over the life of Che. And this is written by Hector Herman Oesterheld. Oh my goodness, I'm butchering mi Latinos. Lo siento, hermanos. And Alberto Breccia. So this is published in 1969. Damn, that was right around the time. So published in Spain and restored in 1987. Never translated into English until now. Say No More. Say No More. That looks interesting. And some of the internal artwork looks really good. Citizen. This is the trade paper. It's just Citizen trade paperback coming out that week. This is published by Action Lab Entertainment from Charlie McFarlane. And it doesn't say what it collects. I assume it collects just the first few issues of Citizen, or maybe it was a miniseries. Marvel Comics Library hardcover Spider-Man. Now, why didn't I put this with Marvel Comics? Well, because this is not being published by Marvel Comics. This is its own thing. This is published by Taschen America, I think. Is that how you pronounce it? Taschen. But anyway, the price on this is $200. But it's the first 21 issues of The Amazing Spider-Man. 698 pages. It's oversized, but it's published in a different type of paper. A lot of people like it. Some people were like, what's the point? We have restored artwork. You know, there's this whole debate out there if it's good or not, because... You know, we have digital and we have digital restoration, but some people like it the way that it used to look. Anyway, you can be the judge. I've had some of my viewers ask me if I was getting it. Probably not. I have to budget myself because this is what I do for a living. So I have to make sure I budget myself for other books that I have to pick up. Even though, like, yeah, I realize publishers send me stuff, but not everybody sends me everything. And $200, that's a big, because those you don't get that much of a discount either. When you're ordering online. MFKZ, we're just going to call it that. Volume 1, written by Run, drawn by Run. That looks so fun, man. That looks so fun. Behemoth Comics is the publisher behind that. I could have sworn I already looked at that for some reason. Out of Body is coming out that same week. This is Peter Milligan's series, published by Aftershock Comics. Inaki Miranda doing the artwork, and gosh, that looks awesome. And Peter Milligan, Changing Man and Ecstatics. There's things that work, and then Blood of Apocalypse, the things that don't work. But if it's independent stuff, I'm sure it's freaking solid. Savage Circus hardcover coming out that same week from Heavy Metal magazine. I love Heavy Metal that they're publishing their own stuff, and it looks like a gorgeous cover. Brendan Columbus is the writer behind this. $26.99. Time Zone J. And this is published by... This is drawn in Quarterly. And cover is pretty simple. Julie Doucette is the writer and artist on this. It's the first inked comics since famously quitting in the 90s. Wow, okay, so it's her first return at comics. Vamp Blade, trade paperback, volume 12, baby! Climax Royale! That's awesome. And here's a quick word from one of our sponsors. If you live in Europe and are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping of €9.90 for EU countries. Extremely careful and sturdy packaging. Emails are answered within 24 hours. And they have a superb selection of new releases and out-of-print books on their website. Just head over to waltscomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code Near Mint Condition, all one word, at the checkout for free shipping to all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. The week of March 22nd for Marvel Comics, we're kicking it off with Carnage Epic Collection Born in Blood. Collecting Amazing Spider-Man 361 to 363, 378 to 380, Web of Spider-Man 101 to 103, Spider-Man 35 through 37, Spectacular Spider-Man 201 to 203, and material from Spider-Man Unlimited 1 and 2, and Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 28. I've already said it, but Carnage was the best-selling Epic Collection. Like, that's crazy to think about. So I'm curious, like, where they're going to go with Darkhawk, Thunderbolts, and New Warriors. Venom and Carnage are selling that well. And it could be, like, the bookstores, too, that are ordering these because of the movies and just the popularity. It's, wow. Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky to Heaven Through Hell, Volume 2 hardcover, collecting issues 11 through 20 of his phenomenal series. Excalibur Epic Collection, The Battle for Britain. This book right here has 504 pages and retails for $44.99. Collecting Excalibur 104 to 115. Minus one issue. The Colossus one-shot, so glad they included that in there, as well as the Kitty Pryde Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. that was written by Larry Hama. 3-issue miniseries. I think it was Rick Leonardi that did the artwork for that. And New Mutants Truth or Death, 1 through 3. Love that that's in there, because that has never been collected in anything before. Things like that just make me happy. Doesn't take a lot. Marvelverse, America Chavez graphic novel. Young Avengers number 3, America 1 and 2, and 11 through 12. Marvel Net Point 1. That was the American series that I was not the biggest fan of. But the Young Avengers, that's Gillen's run. I think it was, Gabi Rivera's run. I just did not enjoy. But there was a new series that I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. And she's going to be in Doctor Strange, so you might as well put her out there. Marvel Masterworks Doctor Strange, speaking of, both the direct market and the standard edition cover for Volume 10 are coming out that same week. Collecting Doctor Strange 58 through 73. Uncle Raj, Carl Potts, Dan Green, Ann Nocenti, Paul Smith. This is one of the best runs on Doctor Strange. I don't think this is available in Epic format yet. Venom by Donny Cates, Volume 3. Wrapping up Donny Cates' run on Venom. Collecting issues 26 through 35. And the free comic book day 2020 Spider-Man Venom. A lot of people were wondering if that was still coming out. It is. People were worried that it might have gotten canceled because there's an omnibus. No, they don't tend to do that. I mean, if it's already been solicited. So, X-Men by Peter Milligan, Blood of Apocalypse. I was just talking about Blood of Apocalypse. I did not like this story at all. Am I going to get it? Hell yeah, I'm going to get it. It's X-Men, baby. Collecting Cable and Deadpool 26 through 27. That was not the problem. That was actually freaking brilliant. X-Men 177 to 187. Like, I just remember Duke coming in and sucking up Polaris and go... And the Sunfire, what? Carlos, no, not Carlos Pacheco, Salvador La Roca does the artwork. Incredible Hulk by Peter David, Omnibus Volume 1. I think this was supposed to come out in October, but it is finally looking like it's coming out on March 22nd. So, in case you missed it the first time around, both covers are going to be available this very day. From the world of DC Comics, we're getting Annotated Sandman, Volume 1, the 2022 edition. If you're curious to know what this is, The Astonishing Melanie and I actually did an overview of the first printing a couple of years ago. So I'll click on the link above. That's what people say. Batman the Long Halloween, Catwoman, When in Rome Deluxe Edition. These titles, I swear. Collecting When in Rome 1 through 6. And 168 pages, $49.99. Woo! I thought Long Halloween and Dark Victory were expensive. Batman box sets. This is such an interesting price point. So this is the box set that, if you're ready for the movie, this is what you need. So it collects Long Halloween, Ego, and other tales. Batman Year One. It's a perfect collection for Batman fans of all ages. $63. And they are soft covers. Wonder Woman Agent of Peace, Volume 2. I love that cover. That is a gorgeous cover. Collecting Agent of Peace 12 through 23. If the internal artwork looks like that, woo, good looking cover. Good looking cover. From the world of manga. How dare I skip manga? Bungo Stray Dogs 1, Volume 1 is coming out. So this particular series is being released by Yen Press, and I think this is a collection of the side stories, because I know Bungo Stray Dogs has already come out, at least here in America. Catch These Hands, Volume 1. I said it like really dramatic, and they don't look dramatic at all. This is from Murata. Is that Range Murata? It kind of looks like Range Murata. From Yen Press collections coming out that week. Fire Force Volume 26, collecting this kick-ass series. This is the one that I'm curious about. This is Space Pirate Captain Harlock. I grew up with Captain Harlock. Captain Harlock was my jam as a kid. Like, to me, I wanted to be Captain Harlock. So, I don't know what this is. Like, it looks to be a new story. I mean, it's got Leiji Matsumoto, but Jerome Alki is doing the artwork and the cover. So I'm not really sure what this is, but it is printed by Ablaze Studios, who's bringing a lot of European stuff over to America. Regardless, it's Captain Harlock, man. I'm in. We hardly get any of that stuff, like Galaxy Express 99, like the manga. This is Welcome to Succubus High. Yo, I'm telling you right now, high school looked nothing like that, so you're middle school right now. Do not have these kind of high expectations. Just saying. At least from my experience. Toilet Bound Hanako! Oh, man. I love these titles. I love these titles so much. Because every time I hear people go, manga's outselling American comics, I always think of titles like, yeah, do you want American comics to be written like Toilet Bound Hanako-kun? Not that there's anything wrong with that. I think it's got a huge following, and it's supposed to be really funny. My friend TikTok Tina loves it. But I just think it's funny when their argument for like, manga's always outselling American comics. Yeah, because they have titles like Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Alright, moving to other publishers from Image Comics. Two Moons, trade paperback, Volume 2, coming out that same week. And that is by John Arcudi. Oh, John Arcudi's doing it, okay. Collecting issues 6 through 10 of Two Moons. Frank Miller's Sin City Volume 3. Both this deluxe edition and the trade paperback will be coming out that week. The Big Fat Kill. Tales from Harrow County Volume 2. And there is a Tales from Harrow County Library edition coming out, or at least that was solicited. Fair Folk. And this is by Cullen Bunn and a bunch of other creators. Tyler Crook doing that cover. Collecting Tales from Harrow County Fairy Folk 1 through 4. The EC archives continuing in paperback format, but at least they're coming out. This is by Jack Davis, Wally Wood, Johnny Craig. Al Feldstein. These are the masters of their craft. And if you've not read the stuff, for $19.99 I strongly suggest reading this era of comics. Some of the best comics, some of the best things you will ever read are from this era. Collecting issues 23 through 28 of the EC Archive, or Tales from the Crypt. Now, the hardcover was $49.99, so quite a bit of difference. Like, I mean, that's a $30 difference. Basic math, that's my thing. Usagi Yojimbo, The Tengu War. Stan Sakai's most recent series of Usagi Yojimbo, printed by IDW, and these are all in color. I think there was a hardcover collection that was sold exclusively through his website. Godzilla, Monsters and Protectors, Rise Up! I had to say Rise Up like that when I saw that cover. It's cute. Looks like a kid's book. Transformers, Beast Wars, Volume 1. The losing of this license, like, makes me sad because we won't be getting things like this in hardcover. And if we do, it'll be rushed. So this collects the first 6 issues. There's 6 more. 12 issues. We can get a hardcover by end of year. But losing this license is a heartbreak. Eric Burnham and Josh Burkham are the main creators on this run. And I met Josh at the BotCon. Pulse. Was it Hasbro PulseCon? I can't remember. One of those things that I went with Dan in last October. And such a nice guy. We talked for a long time about this series and his art style. Don't judge it by the cover, because he is a phenomenal artist. And I know a lot of people hated that cover when they first saw the image. I don't mind it, man. It's Beast Wars. Just glad to see it in comic format. Secret Passages is coming out. So it's like a pretty interesting read. Welcome to the autobiography from another dimension. Okay. Reminiscent of Calvin and Hobbes. All right. You had me. You had my attention. From Top Shelf Productions. 184 pages, $19.99. Not too bad. Not a bad price. I'm in. My Badly Drawn Life. This is the book that was published by Fantagraphics. I've done an overview of it, and this is the day that it's due out. So if you want to check it out, if you want to see what that was about, you're more than welcome to check out my overview of it. It's a deep book. I mean, there's a lot of dark things that happen in it, and I know I was not ready for something like that. Ukrainian freedom fighter. Wow. In early 20th century Ukraine, anarchist Nestor Makhno, the son of peasants, was among the most heroic and colorful figures of the Russian Revolution. Jeez, with all these things going on in the world. I put that on here, just a weird timing. Altered Carbon, One Life, One Death, hardcover coming out that week. And we're also, that was pushed back a lot. Barbarella, Woman Untamed, trade paperback, Volume 1. So, Betty Page, Hollywood Adventures, also coming out from Dynamite, Murder Island, Bonding, Volume 1. This is published by Vault Comics. Matthew Ehrman and Emily Pearson, Wear Your Love on Your Chest. I like that cover, got my attention. And Dying Light graphic novel is coming out that week. Man Who Shot Chris Kyle, an American Legend, hardcover Volume 1, published by Titan Comics. So this is interesting because this is written by Fabian Nuri and it's drawn by Bruno. And this is the gentleman that wrote The Death of Stalin. So this is about the life of Chris Kyle. Interesting. I like when they, like, people from from all over the world write stories about whether it's American or another country. Very, I know manga does it all the time, right? Like, take these historical figures, and mangaka always end up doing some kind of story, but they end up turning it into like historical fiction in a way, which I'm sure a lot of this stuff turns into. Mega trade paperback, man, that looks epic as hell. This is from Red 5 Comics. Thought it was Godzilla at first, but just the image of this kid standing in front of this giant creature only known as the Salamander. Wicked. Red Sonja, black, white, and red hardcover. That looks gorgeous. Volume 1 is coming out that week. And the last week of March, March 29th, from Marvel Comics, we have Avengers by Jason Aaron. Hardcover Volume 2 coming out, collecting issues 13 through 21, and Free Comic Book Day 2019, Avengers, Savage Avengers number 1. Thor by Jason Aaron. So Jason Aaron's getting a lot of love that day. All 3 covers of this omnibus are coming out that day. Collecting Thor, God of Thunder 1 through 25, Thor 1 through 8, Thor Annual 1, Thor's 1 through 4, and Mighty Thor 1 through 12. X-Men Epic Collection Bishop's Crossing, collecting issues 281 to 288, Uncanny X-Men to Annual number 16, X-Men Adjectiveless X-Men 4 through 9, X-Men Annual number 1, and Ghost Rider 26 through 27. Oh man, this is getting towards the end of the Jim Lee and Whilce Portacio era of X-Men. The X-Men Omnibus Volume 2, both the Tusca cover and the Standard Edition cover are available that same day. So this is the reprint of the classic X-Men Volume 2, collecting issues 33 through 66, Avengers 53, Kazar's Fit 2 and 3, Marvel Tales 30, and material from Brand X number 4 and 8. Conan the Barbarian, the collection, the original Marvel years of Once and Future Kings. Collecting issues 60 through 71, Annuals 2 and 3, Powered Records 31. I think that's the Neil Adams issue. Conan the Barbarian, Crawler in the Mist. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the big fight with Cole. Roy Thomas, Big John Buscema, just kicking all kinds of ass on that particular book. Marvel Masterworks. This is insane. Oh my gosh. Uncanny X-Men Volume 14. We're in the Mutant Massacre. I feel old. Oh, Uncanny X-Men 210 to 219, X-Men Annual 10, New Mutants Annual 2, Fantastic Four versus the X-Men 1 through 4. It's just, I know Uncanny X-Men 168 was my first one, and then I missed some issues and I'd get them from time to time. But the Mutant Massacres, that's when I was buying them, man. That's crazy. Both covers are available the same day. Ouch. That was 87. My dad, I was buying them. It was my dad's money. He put up with me. Wow. Memories. Captain Britain Omnibus. Finally. So this collects Captain Britain 1 through 39, Super Spider-Man and Captain Britain 231 to 247, Hulk 1 3 through 46. Now that's just because they were just stories from those particular books. Daredevils 1 through 11, Mighty World of Marvel 7 through 16, Captain Britain 1 through 14, Marvel Tales 131 through 133, plus Marvel Team Up 65 through 66. That's marking his first American appearance. New Mutants number 2, Psylocke's first American appearance, and X-Men Annual 11, and that's New Mutants Annual 2, Alan Davis. That's also in the Omnibus of New Mutants. The book has 1,360 pages. That's a big old book. Thicker than a Snicker, baby. 1,360 pages, $125. We ain't done with Omnis yet, guys. We ain't done with Omnis yet. What? Oh, man, this is crazy. X-Men by Jonathan Hickman, Omnibus. This is everything Jonathan, and the final solicit that we have is X-Men 1 through 11, 16 through 21, giant size X-Men, Jean Grey, Emma Frost, Nightcrawler, Magneto, Phantom X, and Storm, and material from Incoming 1. That could all change by the time we get it in our hands. I swear, it could happen. From DC Comics, we have Challenge of the Super Sons trade paperback. So this is the series that wraps up the Super Sons. Well, I say wraps up, but with the changes with Jonathan Kent, never mind. I don't want to spoil what ends up happening. But this is written by Peter Tomasi, and it's Max Raynor doing the art. We're collecting the 7-issue miniseries. DC Portfolio Jim Lee, Volume 2, with a classic Holy Trinity there, right on the cover, and Robin Volume 1. I heard this was really good. Joshua Williamson is the writer. Collecting Robin 1 through 6. This is the Lazarus Tournament. And you all know I'm a big fan of the Bat family. From the world of manga, we have Booty Royale. Never go down without a fight. Omnibus. I love that it's an omnibus, right? Like, they take it so seriously. We can't get a Man of Steel omnibus, but we get a Booty Royale omnibus. You damn right. Way to go, Ghost Ship. Cross-dressing villainess Cecilia Sylvie, Volume 1. Now, this is a new series. This is published by Yen Press. And we have Exo Drive, Reincarnation, Games All Japan, Isekai. Wow. Hell of a title. So this particular book is released by Seven Seas Entertainment. I thought that was Dr. Stone when I saw that cover. Otu Kirito. Okay, this is the Omnibus edition, and it is finally available. It's a reprint. So I strongly suggest, if you're a big fan of these old manga books, and I say old, mainly because unfortunately they don't sell that well for some reason. This is published by Vertical Comics, and it's coming back into print. It's not a hardcover, but it's a softcover. This is Osamu Tezuka, by the way, the god of manga, and it's $34.99 in case you missed it the first time. Which is Complete Collection Omnibus. So that's another, man, everybody loves using the word omnibus. Good on them. This is by Seven Seas, and this collects all of Witches, $19.99. It's the winner of the Excellent Prize of the 2004 Japan Media Arts Festival, and it's entirely in English for the first time. Yakuza Reincarnation Volume 1. I don't know what this is, but love that cover. That is one kick-ass cover. Alright, as far as other books, Astro City, Metro Book, Volume 1. Man, choosing my top 10 freaking books is going to be difficult. This is Kurt Busiek's run on Astro City, finally coming back into print. It's not a hardcover, but it is a huge collection. You'll probably see that one in my top. I mean, I'd be stupid not to include that in my top 10 after talking about it for years. Hellcop, Volume 1, Welcome to Hell. That's an awesome title. Brian Haberlin and Jared Van Dyke are the creators behind this. Collects Hellcop 1 through 5. From the world... Oh, no, wait. We have one more book, and that is Good Luck. Is coming out that week from Marvel Comics, or Image Comics. Pearl, Volume 1 is coming out from Dark Horse. Now, this is the Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gato's book. I want to say it was published... Was it published by DC at first? But now that it's creator-owned, this collects the first 6 issues. It is in trade paperback format. Stephen McCrane's Space Boy Volume 12. I've never read any of this stuff, but my gosh, I love these covers. So action-packed, and I don't know, it just looked like something up my alley. Killer Bees. David Boer is the creator behind this. He's the guy that did Kanto. That's why I'm really interested in this. Somebody else was telling me about this series as it was coming out. Lucky Devil. This is Cullen Bunn and Fran Galan's series. And it's Cullen Bunn, so you know. Some kind of horror twist, I'm sure. He's a great writer. Hamlet. A Shakespearean mashup. Say no more. Goofy cover. Hamlet. Get it? Peter Porker. Lady Baltimore. The Witch Queens. Mike Mignola. Michael Golden. Clem Robbins. And this is set in the world of Baltimore. So, this is a deluxe hardcover edition. I'm in. I didn't know this was going to be a deluxe hardcover. I assume it's a standard size like the other Baltimore books. Transformers, the IDW Collection Phase 3, Volume 2. I think to wrap up, people have been asking me how, if they fatten the books up, we can get them by end of year to wrap up Phase 3. This collects 2R1, 9 through 12. Also collects Optimus Prime 1 through 6 and The Lost Light 1 through 7. This is the best era of Transformers, and it saddens me that we won't... Well, I mean, they've already had the Unicron War. Beyond the Breach is coming out in trade paperback format. This is a book that's published by Aftershock. It's written by Ed Brisson. So, Aftershock mainly focuses, I want to say, on... like horror elements, at least most of the books that I've read. And please correct me if I'm wrong, because I have not read all of them. But for the most part, I want to say they focus on a lot of the, like horror stuff. Black Ops, USA, GI Bound for Battle. I don't want to laugh. I have no idea what this book is about. I just see a bunny with guns and immediately think of We 3. Come on. I'm not the only one that was thinking We 3, right? Okay. Blake and Mortimer, graphic novel, volume 28, The Last Swordfish. So this is after the end of the Third World War, so it's it's fiction. Looks interesting. Published by Cinebook. Okay, so it's a European book. And Swordfish always reminds me, of course, of Cowboy Bebop. Not Cowboy Bebop, the TV show on Netflix. Cowboy Bebop, the anime. By the Horns. I think this was solicited for January. It's been pushed back here. I like that cover a lot. Charlie's Angels versus the Bionic Woman. This is a title by Dynamite. And it is due out that particular day. Clans of Bilari. So this is by Peter Blackie, Rob Blackie, Daniel Main, and Andy Clark is supplying the cover. Aftershock Comics. Okay, so maybe not Aftershock is all horror. Maybe it's also sci-fi and fantasy. Looks interesting. Dynamite. I like that. No idea what's in there, but I dig that cover. Fight Comics featuring Señorita. So that particular book is coming out in a standard hardcover, and there's also a slipcase edition that comes out. Gun Honey. And this is another book I think that was solicited a while back, and I guess it's been pushed back till now. Something about that cover, right? Something about that cover just gets me interested to see what's going on. This is Titan Comics. So I'm assuming this is a release of a European comic. Charles Arday, founder of Hardcase Crime TV series now in development. There's a TV series now in development. That can't be her outfit. H.P. Lovecraft's Statement of Randolph Carter. It's coming out that week. And we're also getting Hakim's Odyssey, graphic novel volume 2, From Turkey to Greece. That looks just epic. Wow. So this is a volume 2. And this is published by Graphic Mundi, the PSU Press. Not all cacti have spines. I think that's scientifically proving that not all cacti have spines. That is correct. But I don't think it has anything to do with this. Just like a houseplant, friendship is something that needs to be taken care of to keep it alive. Oh, that's gonna hit in the fields. Oh, it's by Mosi. Okay. That is published by Centrala. I don't think I've heard of that. And to wrap up this big month of March, from Terry Pratchett, Terry Moore, Serial Omnibus, the hardcover edition, coming out. Now, if you're interested in any of these books, don't forget to check out our sponsor here in America, CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your confirmation email from CGN, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And those were all the books coming out in March, and please don't forget that some dates may change, so keep that in mind. The written documentation is going to be on our Patreon, and come back to the channel for my top 10 choices. This was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.